I'm animation producer. Artshot is production company. It's not animation studio, so I work as an independent producer. And I don't have in-house animators in my company, but you know, it's like project-based activities. So I work with different directors, different artists, and based on the project, on the animation technique that we are working on that project, I work with different teams. So. I founded my company in 2012. But maybe it would be good for me to explain a little bit the context of animation in Lithuania, because it's very different comparing to Latvia and Estonia. We never had a strong, long tradition of animation in Lithuania. Even during Soviet Union era, we didn't have animation studios like Nuku Film or Jonish films like the one that Estonians have in Estonia. So, but we had Lithuanian film studio that was run by the state at that time, and there was animation department in the studio. But after the independence, unfortunately, animation department didn't survive, and then we had this gap, this vacuum in animation, basically until 2012, when Lithuanian Film Center was established. And basically after the establishment of Lithuanian Film Center, we had more possibilities to apply for funding, more actual possibilities to get money for animation production, and I think that was the breaking point. That helped a lot for animation industry in Lithuania. So I started at the same time in 2012, and as there was this gap of almost 15-20 years, that animation was really very, very slow in Lithuania. There was no people, no studios, no producer to get experience from. So when I started, I had very clear vision or focus that I want to work as much as possible with the outside to co-produce, to do international projects, just to get experience, to get this know-how how to do this, because there was no possibility to get this in Lithuania. Yes, so I started, going to markets, to festivals as much as possible, just to get to know people, to try to enter into some co-productions. I started with short films, and for 5 years now, I'm working mostly with short artistic films. So. This was the first film produced by Artshot. We got funding in Lithuania from Lithuanian Film Center in 2014, and we finished the film by 2016. This film was collaboration between Lithuanian director and Danish director, Johan Ottinger and Urte Ottinger. In the end, they became a family. Yes, so it was very challenging, technically challenging production, and for me, for someone who had no background in animation production or film production in general, before starting producing animation, I was working in art house cinema theater in Vilnius, small art house cinema theater that was also a distributor of independent films, European films mostly. So I had some background in exhibition and some experience with distribution, but basically I had no experience, no understanding what is animation production. So the first year and the first production was really a big mess. For me, it was a real like school of production. In general, I learned a lot. Unfortunately, mostly I learned from my mistakes, but I guess that's how you do it. So yes, this was puppet animation, but we also used a lot of work was done in post-production, so it's not pure animation because there was a lot of compositing, a lot of visual effects, because we had this huge bird, the main character of the film, and mostly it was shot on the green screen, and later everything was composited. So I will show you. So yes, so as the first production, it was quite successful because we got award in Lithuania for the best animated film of the year, but of course it was not that difficult to get award at that point because there was not that many films produced per year. But also we got some international recognition. The film traveled quite well. It was selected for festivals like Odense and Counters for competition programs. And also we got this Best Nordic Film Award at Rianima Animation Festival in Norway. And a few other awards and special mentions. So I would like to show you a trailer of the film. If you would like to see the whole film, it's here in Animateka program. I believe it's tomorrow in Baltic special screening. And also it was selected for Animateka competition 2 years ago. It was here at the festival. Oops. Yeah. So the next, so the previous film was Lithuanian Danish co-production. And this film, Last Stop is the Moon, was Polish-Lithuanian co-production. I was minority co-producer on this project, so it was directed by Lithuanian director Birutė Sodeikaitė. It was a debut film by Birutė Sodeikaitė. So she is a very international person. She finished her animation studies in United Kingdom, and then she had experience in many stop-motion studios in Europe. In Nuku Film, she was working at some point, and then in Poland in Semaphore Studio, and that's where she met Polish producers. She started developing project. They received some funding for film development from Polish Film Institute, and I was introduced to the project after they got development funding, and they already were working on the film, and we decided to apply in Lithuania because it was very natural and like organic co-production because Birutė is Lithuanian director, and we got money from Lithuania Film Center, and we entered into co-production. It's puppet animation, debut film, as I already mentioned, and well, the film also got some international recognition. We got nomination by Emily, European Animation Awards, the new awards that started a few years ago. So we got this nomination for the best background and character design, and I think that Birute is very good at design, puppet design and building. She she is a script writer, she's director, but also she is puppet maker for her films. So it's very nice that she was recognized as for the design and puppet building. Yes, so the film was also screened in Animateka 2 years ago, and it's here on Sunday, I think, or Saturday, I'm not sure, but it's possible to see all the film here in Baltic Focus, and I'll show you the trailer. The Juggler is one of the recent productions, and well, for me, it's I think it's the most professional production so far for me personally, because I was involved from the very beginning, from the development of the film, and we had very clear idea what we want to achieve with this film in the development stage. We pitched it in some international co-production forums. We started in 2016. We received development funding from Lithuania Film Center. The same year we applied for Baltic Pitching Forum. It's a pitching forum for short film in Baltic countries, not specifically for animation, but for short films in general. So we pitched the project there, and we won the pitching. And as the winners, we were selected for Clermont-Ferrand Euro Connection. It's again an international short film pitching forum. And from the very beginning, I had this feeling that this film might be. Might be possible to co-produce with France, because it had this, I don't know, maybe French and in a way animation style that is quite appreciated by French animators. Maybe I don't know how to explain, but yes. So I had this idea that I would like to try to co-produce this film with France. And as we got to Clermont-Ferrand Euro Connection, we found a co-producer there, like possible co-producer, and we started looking for funds in France. And for me, it was a very interesting experience, because I understood that France is such an amazing country to co-produce with, because they have so many possibilities, so many funds there. And, it looks like, perfection. But then when you start actually doing this, you understand how difficult it is to get funds there, because the competition there is just enormous. All the talents all around the world wants to get, funding in France, because that's the perfect place to co-produce with. So it was not easy to get money, but finally we got some money from the regional fund in France, and we co-produced the film. We finished the film, and the film is still in festivals. It's still traveling the festivals, and I'm very happy with the results of the film because we got selected to a few really good, acclaimed international festivals like Rotterdam, Annecy, Zagreb, and we had premiere last year in DOK Leipzig in Germany, in Animation and Documentary Film Festival.
My name is Albert. I like to juggle.
The juggler is not here this year, but it was here in the competition program last year. Winter in the Rainforest is my recent co-production, Animateka production with Estonia, and it's the first time, my first experience of co-producing with Baltic countries, and we will have a discussion about this, why to address this situation, why there are not that many co-production between us and Baltic region. Winter in the Rainforest is a beautiful, very unique puppet animation film by Laura Tutelberg. The film was also selected for a pitch at the Baltic Pitching Forum in 2015, and Anu Laura won the pitch at that year, and she was also selected to Euroconnection. And I loved the project already back then in 2015, but you know, they presented this film, this project, and she was looking for funding to go to Mexico to shoot the film in the jungle, and there was, you know, no way I could I could help her to do that, because you know I can't get money in Lithuania for such purpose. So I just expressed my, you know, my interest in the film, but basically that was it. We didn't agree on anything. She went to Euroconnection, she pitched the film there, and she started to look for the funding to go and to shoot the film in the jungle. Yes, maybe I should explain a little bit about the concept of the film. So it is porcelain puppets, and she shot everything on a 16mm camera in the jungle, in the actual light, like in a nature. It's absolutely crazy project, crazy idea, and in a way, as a producer, I'm very happy I was not involved in the in the production stage, because you know I could sleep calmly and not to worry about my director going into jungle to shoot the film. But I mean, Anu Laura is a hero because she managed to do that. She found some partners in Mexico, and she went into jungle and shot everything as she had the plan to. And then after a few years, I think it was in 2017 that we met again in Riga during the Riga Film Festival, and we talked about the project, and she said that she has all the material and she shot the film, but she still need money for post-production. And that's how I entered the project. I applied in Lithuania for post-production for this film, and we received the funding, and we finished the film in Lithuania. We did sound design and all the visual post-production, editing as well. And film is in competition program here. Yes, Friday. Yes. Yes, yes, because puppets are absolutely amazing, worth exhibiting. So we had the premiere of Winter in the Rainforest this year in Zagreb, Animafest, and then next week it was screened in Annecy, and now it's traveling festivals very well and already received some awards. And Elana is my new production. We are in production at the moment, and I'm very happy I have this this possibility to present this project here, because it's a Lithuanian Croatian co-production, and it's the first time I have possibility to co-produce with Croatian and with this region, with Balkans. So it's puppet animation by Birutė Sodekaitė, the director from the previous film Last Stop is the Moon. So it's our second collaboration together. And it's already 2 years that we are working on the project. We also pitched it a lot in all possible international co-production markets that we managed to get in. We started in Animateka, in puppet animation forum in Luz in Poland. Then we pitched the project at the Baltic pitching forum, and we won Baltic pitching forum in 2017. So as the winners, we were selected for European short pitch, and Birutė had the possibility to develop the script there. That was very good for the project because we were in an early stage. The script was not finished yet, so she had a very good opportunity to work on the script, and she rewrote, basically she wrote the new, completely new version of the script. And I don't know if you are familiar with European short pitch. It has 2 sessions. One session is for script development. So you work for a week in an intensive course with the script doctors, and you work on your script. And then after 2 months, you have the pitching session where you pitch the project for international audience and for producers. And so after we pitched the project at the European Short Pitch, we won award there by Oban International Film Festival. And it's really great place for projects because Oban International Film Festival has this pitching forum for music composers, for film music composers. So we again won an award, the possibility to go to another pitching forum. It was like never-ending, journey of pitching. But this time in Oban, it was not us who pitched the project, but music composers pitched their ideas for our project, and it was very, very nice, experience. And we found Belgian composer who is currently working on the project. So we also have plans to apply in Belgium for co-production, as we have a composer at the moment, but it's only in, nothing confirmed yet, so it's too early to talk about Belgian co-production on this project. So yes, we started shootings in Vilnius in October this year, and we will end it hopefully in February, so we have 5 months of shootings. And I would like to show you some animation. Just I want to warn you that it's not finished. It's without post-production, without sound. It's just straight from the animation studio, just to see the mood, the animation. And yes, so no sound, so I should sing something maybe. And I forgot to mention that we have Croatian animators for this film. Ivana Bosniak and Thomas Johnson. Well, Thomas is not exactly Croatian animator, but they are a couple, and they are working on the film, and they are really doing a great job in terms of animation. And one more thing I want to mention about this project, it is really challenging technologically, because we will do eyes compositing on the main puppet, on the girl you will see. So again, a warning, the puppet will have no eyes, but we will solve this problem in post-production, hopefully. And here are some photos from shootings, just to just to see how it looks, like how big is the sets. And it's in the corner, in the pink corner, you can see Thomas animating. There are a lot of dancing scenes, the one you already saw, but there are more dancing scenes. So Thomas is animating a dancing scene from the film. And also we did some eyes compositing tests. So I don't have results yet, but we shot the actress 2 weeks ago, and really looking forward to see how it will look in the end. This is my new project. It is in development at the moment. I just applied for development fund at Lithuania Film Center. So I don't have confirmed funding yet for this project, but I hope it will be, will be successful with this project, because it's the same director, Skirmanta Jakaitė, the author of The Juggler, and based on the success of her previous film, I believe that we will receive support from Lithuania Film Center for her next film. And what is interesting about this film, usually Skirmanta works with 2D frame-by-frame animation, but this time she wants to try puppet animation, and this 2D film will have some puppet animation, like one puppet animation character, so it will be mixed technique. Well, we will see. It's something completely new for the author, but she really wants to try it. And I don't know why, but in Lithuania, puppet animation is something very attractive to most of the creators. Everyone wants to try puppet animation. It's very trendy these days. So the film, as I said, the film is in early development, and it was selected for I'm sorry, I won't be able to pronounce the the name of the. Thank you so much. Yeah, so it was selected for this residency for film development. So Skirmanta was spent all the October in France developing the project, and now we applied for Lithuania Film Center, and hopefully we will work on development next year. So for the last 5 years, I was working on short films, artistic short films, and now even for me it's the most interesting part of animation, short artistic films. But I feel like I'm ready for a bigger scale project now, and that's what I also working at the moment. It's animation series. So Milkshake Bar is something I was working for a few years already, and we have pilot episode finished at the moment. And Boy Bites Buddy is something completely new. We are in early development at the moment, basically in a script stage, concept stage. Yes, and I think that's it.
It was great to see like how actually like in a really short time you managed to do a lot, like, and it seems like from project to project you are evolving. Also, it's interesting to understand, but we'll talk later about this. You are changing co-producers, which is something to understand. Like you are working with different co-producers almost for every project, almost. And is there a question concrete for Agnė? Otherwise, like we'll have to prepare this big roundtable about Baltic animation, and we will continue to address topics and issues on that one. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I'm changing co-producers. I would love to work with the same people because it's very nice to work with the same people that you already know and you trust, and it's easier, I think, to work. But like French co-producer, we are in a very good relationship with her, and we tried to get money for Elena project in France, but we applied like to 5 funds, different funds, and so far it's nothing. So it's you just work, work where money comes. With people and countries, maybe, for particular project, where you can find money that makes sense. So, yes.
But before you were saying that when you were in Clermont-Ferrand, the Euro connection, you had this feeling that it should be and it could be interesting for
Yes,
French.
yes, for the juggler. Yeah. And I don't know, I think that Skirmanta has something, because even this new project, it was selected for this residency, so there is something in her style that, I don't know, interests French people, maybe, I don't know. But now I'm talking about another project, Elena, this puppet animation project, and we just can't get money in France for some reason. I mean, I think the reason is because the competition is so huge, and it's, just...
Just maybe the last thing you pointed out and you told us how many pitching forums and presentations you did. So nowadays it's really becoming almost like things on its own, like all this pre-production and presentations and the techniques of presenting and pitching. But for you, it's a natural thing that you just started from the very beginning to work in that way, which was not common probably before with like state-supported production. And so did you get some training yourself in order like how to present yourself, like body language or techniques of talking, of speaking, or it's not yet at that level that...
I don't know. For me, to give public presentations, it's always like stressful. I'm not a fan of public speeches. But yes, of course, it helps. But all the pitching forums, I think it has more value in what it gives to the project, to this particular project, because you travel, you talk to people, you present it, you see it in different light, and you get feedback, and sometimes it's very valuable feedback. You understand something about the project that you didn't see before.
Okay, I have more questions, but really.